What's up, guys? My name's Dustin. I go by Limestone Picker here on YouTube. So you may know that I have the world's largest Adam Sandler collection. What you may not know is that I also collect Saturday Night Live stuff. The Sandman was on SNL, and he's the reason that I got so big into it. I love comedy. And today, we're going to be going over my Saturday Night Live collection. So let's get into it.
It's Saturday Night Live!
Alright, so to start off, we can go through the DVDs, and I have a bunch. I'm going to include some of the movies. I don't have all of them pulled out, but some of the movies that were produced by Lorne Michaels, and I don't know if it was NBC, but Lorne Michaels actually produced them from the show. So you have Wayne's World 1 and 2, the Swing Swing edition. The Late Night Laughs Volume 1. So I believe all these movies were produced off of skits. You have Coneheads, Wayne's World, Ladies Man, and Superstar. We've got the Best of Chris Farley. The 25th Anniversary. So this one's not one that I see that often. And it does have Adam Sandler in it. The case is pretty busted. But it's not one that I've watched. Picked this up at McKay's. We have the first season of SNL. This is the copy I've had since I got it. Whatever year it came out. My grandpa actually, we went to Walmart and this was what I got from Walmart. I got the first season of SNL. It was when I really got heavy into it. I was probably 11 or 12. And wanted to watch more SNL, and it's missing the outer shell, which probably threw it away because it didn't line up with everything. Like, without the outer shell, it fits pretty good on one of these shells, but this is my original SNL Season 1. Off eBay, they released the first and the second season in boxes like these that open up, so I don't have the outer one that the Season 1 came in, but that's what I was talking about. This one I picked up off eBay recently, so yeah. And then at McKay's, I picked up Season 3, and I got it for $11, so I'm just missing 4 and 5, and those are like the only seasons that you can buy the complete seasons of. I believe is 1 through 5. They stopped doing it after the 5th season, which would be around the 80s when Lorne Michaels got fired and SNL sucked, and the only thing holding them together was pretty much Eddie Murphy. So up until Lorne Michaels came back, like, it's hard to find anything on the 80s. I believe you can like get on a Peacock or something and they have a lot of episodes on there, but it's not the complete episodes. It's the condensed version they would do reruns on, because Saturday Night Live's air time's like an hour and 30 minutes, and when they do reruns, it's only an hour. So having the complete seasons of them, you get to watch all that, but with reruns, they don't do that. VH1, for the 40th anniversary of SNL, they were playing every SNL ever, and I tried to record as many of those as I could on my DVR, and a bunch of them ended up getting deleted. I had a bunch of them that like I haven't been able to find since, but they do occasionally air reruns. It's just hard to catch them on that. Next up, we have the Best of Steve Martin, and this is sealed. This is one that around the time that I got real big into it, I remember going, there was a game store in Athens called Level Up, and the guy in there had this on the shelf, and I was like, I want that. So I grabbed it, and I remember watching it. Steve Martin was never a cast member; he only hosted, but he is one of the most returning hosts for SNL. I know he's probably like 10 times, but Steve Martin. We've got Christopher Walken. He was not a cast member either. He was a host. But I got this for 50 cents at 2nd and Charles, and I've never opened it. So I've never watched the Christopher Walken one, but I'm sure this has the cowbell on it. That's one of his biggest ones that people like. A controversial one. We've got the best of Alec Baldwin. And yeah, it's got Canteen Boy in it, and it's got a couple other ones that I don't remember. But Canteen Boy is probably my most remembered Alec Baldwin skit. I know there's a couple of them in there, but we got that one. One of the latest ones that they did was David Spade, and I have that one. This one's not an easy one to find. What year did he get his? 2006. This is one of the last. I think him and Jimmy Fallon were one of the two last ones they did, and maybe Will Ferrell Volume 3. But Spade, Fallon, and Ferrell 3. I think those are the last three that got an SNL collection. They also did the SNL Classics, and they had the best of John Belushi. So I've got that one. This one is sealed. This is one of the original releases on DVD of Eddie Murphy's. I don't have the newer one, but I did have this one. At a certain point in time, I didn't want to have variants of these, so I kept whichever one I liked better, and I liked the older style on these DVDs better, so I kept most of those. But this Eddie Murphy and this next one is about the only way you can watch any of the episodes from the 80s, and this is a harder one to find. I don't know if I've ever seen it other than the one that I have, but it's SNL Lost in the 80s, Lost and Found in the 80s, and this has a lot of skits from the 80s when SNL sucked. other than Eddie Murphy. This is another one that you don't see that often, and I picked it up from somewhere. I don't remember, but the first 5 years, the best of the first 5 years of SNL. This one has a slip cover, so you got that there. We've got the best of Chris Farley. This is the older one. That again, I think this, I never had the original, whatever. Yeah, this was my like original copy, because I remember finding it underneath our refrigerator at my parents' house, and the top of it was just scratched bad. I was like, man, y'all better hope this thing still works. I think my middle brother Aiden had got a hold of it and like slung it through the kitchen, and yeah, so tried my best to keep them out of my room, but they still managed to get in there. Then we've got the, I believe this is the first release on DVD of Mike Myers SNL. I probably picked this one and the Chris Farley one up at Movie Stop. Movie Stop was one of my favorite stores, and up until they started selling like, they started doing a lot of Funko Pops and a lot of like reaction figures, those. Before they started doing that, Movie Stop was awesome. Like, if you wanted a movie, they probably had it, and then they like went half collectibles and half movies. But that was one of my favorite stores to go to on Black Friday, because they would do like a buy 5 get 5 deal, and now Second and Charles does that. So then we've got, I'll go ahead and get all three of them since they're together. We've got Will Ferrell 1, the best of, Will Ferrell 2, the best of, and Will Ferrell 3. So Will Ferrell was on Saturday Night Live for, when did he come on? From 95 to 02, and he was in probably the majority of those skits, so that's why Will Ferrell has 3 volumes. And most of the time, if he was in a skit, it was gonna be funny. So Will Ferrell, I think he's the only one that got 2 volumes, and then he got another one. So just the more you know. So I did already have the 25th anniversary. There's another copy of that I didn't know that I had. So this next set, it did come in a set, but I found it at a thrift store, and I had to buy them individually. So where it should have been a box set for like $5, I had to pay $2 each for these, so it was $10. But it was something that I'd never seen before, and it was still worth it at $10. But it is the 25 years of music on SNL. And Volume 5 has Metallica, Alanis Morissette, Dave Matthews Band, Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys, No Doubt, U2. Volume 4's got Madonna, Paul McCartney, R.E.M., Eric Clapton, Nirvana, and Live. I love Live. Volume 3 has got Sting, Neil Young, Paul Simon, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Volume 2's got Tina Turner, JB, James Brown. I used to work with a guy named James Brown. I'd mess with him about that. Spinal Tap, Randy Newman, Rick James, John Mellencamp. Volume 2's got some good. Queen. Volume 1, which would be the like first 5 years probably. Grateful Dead, Mick Jagger, Billy Joel, Blues Brothers, Simon and Garfunkel, John Belushi, Joe Cocker. Just a lot of music from the show in there. And that's like Volume 2 has probably got some more of the 80s that I don't remember. I haven't watched those, but I have them. Then we'll run through these DVDs, the last little stack we have of them. We've got Saturday TV Funhouse with the ambiguously gay duo on the front there. This is a bunch of the like digital shorts now, before they were digital shorts. We got Sherry O'Terry. She was always fun. We've got Dana Carvey. So this is like the end of the 80s going into the 90s. So that's when it more picked up. We've got Chris Kattan, Chris Rock. I've got this copy, and I think there's another one. No, it was on VHS. Yesterday, when I'm filming this video, I picked up this version of Mike Myers. So I didn't already have this one. We've got SNL commercial parodies. So this one, I have watched this one. It's pretty funny. It's got some just, what was it? There was one with Chevy Chase on it. I don't remember. Anyways, SNL Jimmy Fallon. Like I said, Jimmy Fallon and David Spade were the two last to get a volume. And then Will Ferrell got a third one. And the last one that I have is John Lovett's. So I know somewhere in here, I'm not sure where, but I know that I have picked up the best of Tom Hanks. And Tom Hanks is another one that he just hosted. He wasn't a cast member. But let me see if I can't find something. So, I'm not going to pull them out and show them, but I do have 5 variants of Adam Sandler's Best of SNL on DVD. I've showed them multiple times in shorts videos and other videos, so Adam Sandler's covered. Moving on, I did find this last week, the Best of Will Ferrell on PSP. I know that Chris Farley got one, and maybe somebody else, I'm not sure, but as far as I know, it's those two. It may be Mike Myers or somebody, but Eddie Murphy might. But there is I have 6 variants of Adam Sandler. Let me bring you over here. So, as you can see right here, there's the first one, and then you've got 4 variants of that newer style, and then there's a 4-pack with Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, and Tracy Morgan. So, I've got Tracy Morgan. It's just in a 4-pack. Moving on to the VHSs, this is one of the first ones that were released. The Best of John Belushi. And you can see it's Broadway released right there, Warner Brothers. We've got The Best of Adam Sandler on VHS. This was picked up at KBS VHS. One I haven't seen before, The Best of Eddie Murphy, Saturday Night Live. So this is probably another one of the first ones they tried out. And I'm sure that it did amazing with Eddie Murphy Raw and all his stand-ups coming out. They were just making hella money off him. Another one we picked up from KBS VHS, The Best of Steve Martin on VHS. It's sealed. The last two we got from her were Chris Rock on VHS and SNL Halloween. We have Saturday Night Live, the Mr. Bill collection. Never actually watched this one. We've got The Best of Chris Farley on VHS. The Best of Dana Carvey, and this one is sealed. We did already have Steve Martin, so I have an open one right there. SNL Special Edition. This one is including Wayne's World. So that's it. If you want to see what's on the back of it, maybe you can make that out. So this, before I started collecting VHSs, me and my buddy Jernigan would go to thrift stores, and I remember finding this and thinking that it was just so cool to see. It was one of the first ones that I bought, but it is The Best of Saturday Night Live, hosted by Robin Williams. And the tape itself is pretty wonky. Something had gotten spilled on it. So I did watch this when I grabbed it, and I haven't watched it since. But still pretty cool to have. It's not one that I've ever seen again. And then the last two tapes we have picked up at Goodwill for 59 cents. 15th anniversary special. We've got that one. And classic years collection, 1975 to 1980. So that's well, I've got some more movies. We've got the soundtrack for Conehead sent in by PS3 Scout. We've got the VHS for Coneheads. Again, this is a Saturday Night Live movie. And also sent in by PS3 Scout, the Laserdisc for Coneheads. So we've got all those. My mom actually found this for me. It is a vintage SNL puzzle, and it has Opera Man on it. So this thing's awesome. I put it together like the night she found it, and I have one piece that somehow got lost, but I have it somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. I know that I have it, and I've kept it because I knew exactly what it was, but that's a story for another day. The last thing that we have is I picked up one of the new SNL 50 Funko Pops, and it is Matt Foley. Chris Farley as Matt Foley, and if you don't like Chris Farley running around, then we cannot be friends, because that is hilarious. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a little fun along the way. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.
So, let's rate this, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10, don't even waste your money, and 10 being, oh my God, so good. I'm going to give this, man, I was impressed. Better than I thought it was going to be. I would give it a 91.